Good evening, Wizards. Hope everyone's having a good Monday, good start to the week so far, and again, even a good evening depending on where you are in the world. Now, just wanted to do a quick market update, give you guys a little bit of a breakdown and a bit more of clarity regarding the BTC situation. And on top of that, we'll very quickly brush over XRP, Ether, and LTC as well. However, to be honest with you, I'm not really too bothered about those three altcoins for the time being. The majority of all of my focus is going on BTC right now. So that's pretty much what we'll be covering throughout this breakdown. Now, I think first things first, the first thing we should really be doing is identifying what BTC is actually doing itself and realizing that no matter what we've just witnessed over the past 24 to 48 hours, things could very quickly and very drastically change to become a lot worse than what they already are. So let's just go over a little bit of a run through on what's been happening so far. And you can see that we originally caught starting from around 12 o'clock on the 22nd. You can see that the $6,800 region here, also a highlighted support zone. When it was tapped and literally spiked to perfection, I gave this away in the market breakdown video just before the movement actually happened. Straight after the video came out, we saw the tap. The entry was then executed. This was posted within the Telegram, and immediately we were targeting an upside target of around $7,350 all the way up to potentially around 7.5. But the zone that was given was 7,350 to 7.4, and we done exactly that. We saw the consolidation around the 7,350 mark, but the actual wick fishing did spike through that $7,400 region. So all kinds of perfection on that particular setup. We then identified what could have been a potential reversal to the downside. Now, this potential downside reversal, I wasn't too, optimistic for actually executing. As much as I believed we were going to see that downside push, I wasn't necessarily mentally prepared to be entering that trade myself. And the reason being is many people are asking me why I didn't take it when the golden opportunity was clearly there and I could have got in from the absolute top. And the truth is, I'm not greedy. I'm not a person that's, my emotions do not control me. I control my emotions, and the way I've kind of got to that level of conquering my emotions is by simply practicing patience. And if I'm to enter a beautiful trade here from the very low, get out at the very top, why would I want to go into further risk to try and be a big shot and try and prove myself or try and get a continuous streak of endless winners when all I have to do is be a bit patient, wait for the market to come back down to me, and then strike again at a more convenient time. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. So we did originally anticipate, as you've probably seen from Telegram, the $7,000 to $6,900 region first. I manually executed here upon the first pullback we saw, and then I had an order at around 6.9, which got triggered when we saw that downside movement. What's important to take away from all of this is where the stop loss placement was told. Now, this stop loss placement that was given, this was in regards to Bitfinex. This is the Bitfinex chart I use, and also Bitfinex is the liquidity provider for the broker I use. Now, regarding brokers and any other source of information, this will all be within the Wizard platform. So do not worry, you'll be seeing a whole bunch of different platforms and services for margin trading, investing, all of these different purposes, and even the banking crypto facility side that will be covered as well, showing you how to spend profits, how to actually reinvest profits. So do not worry too much about the broker for the time being. That will all be revealed very soon. But just so you know why I actually held the trade, and the reason being is my stop loss was at $6,600. I did say stops comfortably below around 6,660 to 6,650. I decided to put that at $6,600. Now, I do not always update every single versatile stop loss movement I make because it can trick newcomers into making some stupid decisions. So sometimes it is in my best interest to not show the full package in terms of stop loss movement. When it comes to stop losses, this should be down to yourself approximately anyway. This should be down to your risk amount, your risk appetite, and how much you're actually placing on a trade. So also depends on your entries as well. Did you get a dual entry like me? Did you get just one entry? Maybe you got a really good entry. Maybe you actually bought at $6,600. There's no way to tell, and it is on a case-by-case basis. So you do get some people getting a bit angry at me because I didn't tell them where the stop loss goes. But to be honest, guys, there's only so much I can physically do to help this process. I'm literally giving absolutely everything I can. And hopefully you guys have seen that in the Telegram, from all the updates and stuff you've seen, the way I'm guiding you guys every step of the way. So I'm just hoping that is enough to keep you guys satisfied. And to be honest with you, looking at all the profits that people are sending me, I have no doubt that this method is working. So if you are a newcomer and you may find it a bit difficult, do not worry. The platform is almost here now. So what is actually going on with this level? So we did say if we do fail to break that 7160 region, which is right there, dead pinpoint. Again, also notice where the wicks have accumulated, this was a support level turned resistance. So you can see we tapped that level. Why is that going all glitchy? You can see we broke through support, rejected exactly here, and absolutely died towards $6,800. Now, from a 1 hour time frame perspective, and from a 30-minute or a 15-minute, it doesn't look like we actually really peaked at around the $6,800 zone. But all it takes is a longer term outlook. And when you go over to the 4 hour, you can see the absolute perfection in that zone that's been highlighted. The wick that went all the way down, pierced through, closed back within the zone. Second wick touched the top of the zone. Candle closes at the bottom. Wick goes all the way down to 6,620. So I was just $20 away from having my stop loss hit before that huge reversal kicked in. So I guess the universe and stars did align for that particular setup. And as you've probably seen from Telegram, 50% of profit is now off the table. So the main question to really answer here is, number one, this was all expected, as you've probably seen on Twitter as well. But what is going on now? And here's what I'm looking at currently for BTC. I have a bit of a feeling this thing's being a bit suspicious right now. We've got some interesting price action going on, but we have just technically broken this level here. So resistance broken through. Now we're retesting a support. We just need to see some maintenance of this level and a real resistance above the $7,200 support, and that should be enough to actually bolster us towards that $7,800 region. So it goes hand in hand. It's a win-win situation regardless, because profits have been taken. We rode the drawdown, we let the thing ride out, and now we are simply just waiting to see if the movement goes higher. The reason I took 50% off where I'd normally only take 20 to 30, to be honest with you, is just because the candles and the price action in general has been very messy, very choppy. So why not just secure more profit than possible? Even the order that was triggered at 7.9, I could have held that for an extra, $1,000 or $2,000 profit, but why go down that route when there's enough money on the table? And I wanted to minimize my exposure to the market as it started behaving pretty crazy in comparison to what it normally does. So I decided to get out and have one position running. I've gone from 3 lots to 1.5 lots, and I'm more than happy with that result. The answer to the question that you're all looking for, however, is what is happening next. Now, let me just break this down very simply, what I believe is going on next. Now, there may be a bit of lag, I apologize for that, but the weekly time frame puts this into perspective for me, and as of now there is a reason why I took profit, and it's because of this weekly time frame. You can see we actually broke through where this resistance, it was support, now it's resistance. We broke through, came up and simply rejected this zone almost precisely around 7374, which is what the original projection was on Twitter as well. If you remember, I gave a Twitter projection that we will go down and then push up and then reject that region and then come all the way down to the 6k floor. So I'm in two states of minds right now. I'm within a trade, so it's in my best interest to take profit and secure those stop losses, which I've also done. Stop losses are in profit as well, so it's a win-win situation. And I closed the $6,900 buy also in profit as well. So we've seen the descendants. We've also got the lower lows. We've got the higher highs. Maybe we will see that drive up, and then we can just fulfill this level, boom, come all the way back down. Because if we do breach this wick, the next crucial level of resistance is exactly at around 7778, as you can see by the price action here. That's 4 wicks in particular plus 2 candle bodies accumulated at that zone. So breakthrough, could see a nice rejection here, short term holding this resistance, but this could maybe breach and then come up to there as well. So I'm just leaving this for the time being because the overall target was up this zone, so I might as well let this do what it wants. But that's the only reason I took profit, because now it can do whatever it wants, and it doesn't bother me because profit's been made. Whether it goes up or down, it's a win-win situation. But if I hadn't taken profits and it was just a stop loss in profit, then you've technically sacrificed all of those profits you potentially could have made. So just be smart, just be sensible, and let the market do its thing. The overall trend, even from a daily, lower lows, lower highs. If I was to go to the 4 hour, lower lows, lower highs, just going down, down, down. So if we do breach this zone, then it could be a very interesting move higher, and it is looking to do so. A little drag to the upside of here as well, just to mark out a new level, just so you can see. If I actually expanded that all the way over here, it would just be a rejection, come through, boom, continuation higher. If we do fulfill this region of 7778, potentially even tapping the $8,000 region, then I will be looking to go short, because the overall momentum for me, no matter what we're really seeing right now, the way I see this market going is every single pair, whether that's Ether, XRP, or LTC, will have one final push to the downside. I believe this here, no matter what it does, whether it goes up first or whether it drops straight away, we have a nice region over here. And yes, $5,000 is very, very possible for BTC. Look at this support floor, the head and shoulders we've been prepared for since June, July, even May. We were prepared for this since we actually broke out from $8,000, which was in around April. So put that into perspective, we've been psychologically prepared for this level for a very long time. And now that shoulder, head and shoulder is finally looking to formulate as a reality. So understand that the break, the retest could just lead straight down towards that movement of around $6,300 to $6,000. And again, nice level there, as you can see. Let's mark that bad boy up. And then around there, I believe it is, maybe even a bit lower. Overall, you get the gist. I'm just trying to mirror the overall gap. But you can see there is a nice similarity in how these move in terms of the distance, in terms of rejections at around $5,900. It's all adding up quite nicely. So we could be seeing some wick fish into the lower spectrum, dipping into the high 5,000s. But all in all, it's looking very promising to fulfill. So I'm simply just sitting aside right now, letting the market do its thing and hopefully work in my favor. The same can also be said for XRP. Again, not much to say, except I haven't really checked this in a few days because I've just been focused on BTC. And the first thing I've noticed is, boom, 20 cents has been tested, which is one of our bonus levels. The fact that's come through is a miracle in itself, but I'm still anticipating what could be a potential push lower. I do just feel the whole market has one final move lower, and then from that point onwards, once we've seen that final push, whether that's $6,000 or whether that's $5,000, that should be the overall floor for 2019. I've also seen the downside targets you would have remembered early on in the year. I think it was within a few Wizard Wednesdays or something. I gave a prediction that we may even see the likes of $2,000 to $3,000, even $1,500. But that is incredibly unrealistic right now, especially in this point of time. So all in all, there's no point even focusing on that. Let's just stick to 6,000 and 5,000 first, and then from there onwards we can evaluate. But I do see this trend line coming through around 4,800 to 5,000 as well. If we do see that little break lower, then boom, we continue on this merry journey towards higher highs, which eventually, as you can see now, 2019 is looking like an almost identical mirror of 2018 from 2017 onwards. So you've got 2017, 2018, 2017, 2018. So it's looking good. It's looking progressive. Many people haven't noticed that. Again, lower lows, lower highs, we formulated, we consolidated, boom, we've ripped through, boom, we've ripped through. So we could just have one more moment of just ripping through and then boom, and then continuing from there onwards. So understanding as well that eventually this thing is going to just give way and snap, a very threatening level, if I say so myself. You've got the huge trend line here, which is only a matter of days away, which means at some point there has to be a breakout regardless of how this works, whether that's from wick to body or wick to wick. There is looking like there is going to be some form of breakout, and whether that does take till mid-2020 we do not know. But for all we know, the closer we get to this edge over here, or the closer we start testing this water, BTC will blow. And once we break out of this trend over here, this trend line in particular, my goodness, there will be no stopping this thing. But for now, let's get those downside targets out the way and just understand, even if we fell right now to this trend line immediately from this very moment, we would still end up higher than last year or from the beginning of this year. So it's a win-win. It's a new higher low. It would all work out towards the overall longer-term bullish momentum curling upwards. So piecing together the piece of the puzzle for Ether, I said around $132 to $130 would be met upon a breakdown lower. We've just fallen short by around $1.5. I believe price peaked at 133.5. I saw that a minute ago, but just before we done the analysis. So we've just fallen short, but that's still considered a fulfillment in my eyes. Now that that's come through as well, Ether's a bit more cleaner than the others. Clean zone of around $160 to $170. All I would really be waiting for in this very moment is a retest of $160 to $170, and we're looking like we're almost there already. So although we've missed the boat on the long opportunity, this should be coming through shortly as well. And once we get to that zone, we can evaluate from there how this holds up. But you can see perfection across the board. 165, all kinds of action going on. All in all, this is looking splendid. So if this does come through, very similar to BTC's action with the wick and the reversal, all of the pairs are just mimicking one another. XRP, if it does follow, simple trendline retest around 24 to 25 cents, and then we can anticipate that next move lower as well. But just understand, all of them are expected to see one more move lower, and if that does happen for XRP as well, that could be around 18 to 15 cents, and potentially even touching the 14 cents region. So I am mentally prepared for that. I'm hoping you guys are as well, as I have covered it for a very long time. But here's what I am mentally prepared for, this movement here. Looking at how these others are moving, it does give a bit of a clue that we could be seeing the upside push, because Ether's already making the move, XRP is looking to gain the move, and LTC is just tackling that resistance level right now, which if it does give way to, will put it back above the 78.6 fib, above the $50 region, and potentially back towards that $56 to $58 zone as well. So it's all looking very good, it's all looking very exciting, but for now, let's just keep our focus on BTC. As you can see, these zones are just perfected. All in all, break above closure, retest. We just need to break above $7,400 and we will elevate very quickly towards the next upside targets, which, as said in Telegram, they're essentially working like magnets right now. So let's see how this all goes. Let's hope it all goes well and smooth. But regardless, I'll be updating you every step of the way. Anyways, guys, see you in the Telegram, Twitter, Instagram shortly.